Welcome again to Coweta School's Game Day, where we highlight the great student athletes in the athletic programs that bring so much excitement to our community throughout the year. I'm Hat Pines, principal of the Central Educational Center. This program is being brought to you by the video team members here at the CEC through our school system's CCS TV YouTube channel. And today we're bringing you all of this weekend's Coweta County High School football action and looking forward ahead to the upcoming matchups. We'll cover the Vikings' big win at Starr's Mill and their home game coming up September 1st against Villa Rica. We'll also talk about last Friday's annual Indians and Cougars rivalry game, East Coweta's upcoming September 1st game against Hillgrove at home in Shumake, and Newnan High's next matchup against Hardaway at home at the Drake on September the 8th. We'll bring you all action clips from Friday's games and talk about the players and coaches with the Northgate Vikings head coach Mike McDonald, East Coweta head coach John Small, and Newnan head coach Chip Walker right here on Game Day. So stay with us. Welcome back to Coweta Sports Game Day. I'm here with head coach Mike McDonald of the Northgate Vikings. Coach, I want to hear all about the game. I know this is a fun time to be a Northgate Viking, but another great win and in dramatic fashion. And so we want to hear all about the game, and just congratulations on such a wonderful job. 2 big wins to start the season, Coach. What do you have to say about that?
Well, you know, we very emotional game Friday night. It was at Starr's Mill, and of course they weren't happy. You know, it lost a tough one to East Coweta there, so you know, it was very emotional. Our kids really wanted it, you know, and we talked to the guys all week, and you know, 2 points that we made, we were going to have to be physically tough going over there, and I think we were. And you know, second thing was that we were going to have to stay connected as a team, and you know, as well as I do, Coach Hines, there's always those peaks and valleys in those games, and so you know, we had to stay connected as a team, and I thought we did, and we rose to the occasion when we had to. It was a big win, so puts us at 2-0, and we get to come back home to Henry Selden this week. So we hadn't been there in a while, so it's going to be nice to be back home.
I know you're excited about getting to play in front of your home crowd, but Coach, when you do go on the road against a very tough opponent in Starr's Mill and pull out a win, that's got to just build a lot of confidence for your kids. You know, just finding a way to pull out a win. You know, sometimes you just build a lot of character in games like that. And, you know, the great thing is, you know, you've got another tough one coming up this week. But, Coach, super excited about the job you guys did and just super proud of what you guys are doing there. Can't wait to hear about the big playboard. Could you kind of elaborate a little bit, though, you know, towards the end of the game? We had a big goal line stand there, and I know that was very pivotal to the outcome, and I'm sure you probably learned a lot about your team in those few minutes.
Yeah, you know, we had went up 24-14 there in the start of the fourth quarter, and gotta really, I don't know, I hadn't had it explained to me yet. A 12 men on the field when we're on punt return, had them 4th and 11, and felt like we get a drive going there. It's probably a ball game, but called us for 12 men on the field, and they actually had 12 men on the field, but it prolonged their drive, and they took that on in and scored. And we drove it back down and had a 4th and 2 at their 15 and decided to go for it, and you know, didn't get it. And you know how those games go.
Oh, yes.
They got a little drive going and hit a couple of passes, and but we got down to the goal line, and Aiden Kirby made a great play, great D-line. One of our defensive linemen made a great play, and you know, last play of the game kind of deal, and so it was exciting. It was really exciting.
Like you said, I'm real excited to hear about kind of how the game went. You know, we were, while a lot of the county was tuned into Newnan and East Coweta, you know, Northgate's out there playing a top-notch opponent in Starr's Mill going down to the wire. But I'm super excited to hear about the big highlights. Let's take a look real quick at the big highlights of the game that turned out in y'all's favor.
Here we are on defense, Coach Hines. You're going to see Cade Bates with the tackle, and Trent Gordon in there causes that fumble, and Jaden Middleton going to come away with a takeaway. There we are on defense again, and you can see Marcus Barnes, and then just a host of guys, Keith Stegall coming in and finishing that off. Here we are on offense here, and We're going to run a little jet sweep with Josh Veen and get some
good
good
job.
blocking out in front, and
Really seals off that edge.
yeah, and got a good run. Here's our first touchdown. It's the end zone copy there. We run Duke up inside, and that's Evan Garrett for our first touchdown of the night. You're going to see a big hit by our corner here, Mason McKnight. Comes up and really lays the wood there. And here we are on defense again, and that's Marcus Barnes again, and Braxton Davies and Bryson Davies there. Here we go. Get a sack, Amir Hopper and Bryson Davies right there. We're going. They're kicking a field goal here, Coach Hines, and we work this every day. And you see Cade Bates right there gets his hand up and blocks the field goal. Here we are. We're going to see Evan Garrett. We want to run power right here, and you're going to see a strong run by Evan right there, kind of coming off our goal line. Again, we're going to hit a little bubble and go. A great shot by Eshan, and that's Josh Veen on the receiving end.
Really good job of buying time there and just finding your
There's Eshan right there before halftime. We throw the fade to Cameron Coleman for a touchdown, and that's going to tie it up right there going into halftime. You're going to see Evan right here. We're running Y counter, and, great blocking. I tell you, Bryce Oswald had a heck of a night at tight end. We run a little quarterback trap up inside. Good job by Eshan. Again, Bryce is kind of leading that there. And Jake Anderson comes in and hits a field goal for us, puts us up. And we're going to hit Cameron Coleman on a little out route, kind of keep the chains moving here. And here we go again. We're running Duke kick. Good job by Evan. Good job by the offensive line. Here's the jet again. I'll watch some of this blocking. You're going to see Bryce Oswald gets a piece of two of their guys down there. And
Coach, that's just great team play right there.
And there goes Marcus Barnes and Cade Bates right there on the stop. And here we go again. We're running Duke kick again. And then Evan, busted up in there. Big play. Offensive line played great. Here we go. Big sack by Cade Bates right there.
Coach, when I see the kids flying around, the uniforms look almost like Alabama Crimson Tide. I had to check myself there.
There's Aiden Kirby right there, Coach. That's the last play of the game right there. And
so right there was the stand, Coach. And as you can see, watching all the highlights, y'all had a lot of big plays there. I mean, I'm really seeing a lot of good explosive plays out of the offense. You're seeing kids flying around on defense. Coach, like I said, you've got a really good thing going here. And, of course, I know, just like I've said the last two episodes, Coach McDonald's never going to get too high or too low. He's just going to find that medium ground, and it's just about finding a way to win the day, win the week, and then that will win the game. And I think that's exactly the recipe that has been so successful for you throughout your entire career, and it is really showing off, this season. But we are super proud. But I want to hear about the big play board. I know there are a lot of those.
Yeah, a big play board versus Starr's Mill. Most hits this week went to linebacker Braxton Davies. Big play, which is tackle for loss. Cade Bates, he had 3. You saw the big sack there, but he had 2 other tackles for loss. We had 2 hammers this week. Mason McKnight, you saw it on when he broke up on the bubble there. And then offensive guard Darren Parks, a sophomore. We had a takeaway in Jaden Middleton. Highest grade O-line this week was Trey Gaddy. Highest grade defensive line this week was Marcus Barnes. Highest grade secondary, I was our safety, Keaton Stegall. He's a sophomore, probably played his best game he's had for us. Highest grade linebacker was Bryson Davies. Our meanest Viking this week on defense was Cade Bates, and on offense was our tight end Bryce Oswalt. Racehorse went to Evan Garrett. I believe he had close to 130 yards. Air Viking went to Cameron Coleman again. Game breaker was there. The goal line stand was Aiden Kirby right there.
I had a hunch that was going to be the game breaker right there, Coach.
Gave the spirit ball to the team. Like I said, it was an emotional game for us, and I thought the guys, everybody on the sideline and supports, everybody was excited. Kicking game, we gave it to the field goal extra point team. Captains this week for Villa Rica will be our center Trey Gaddy, our quarterback Eshan Metz, defensive lineman Jet Clark, and defensive end Cade Bates. Player of the week this week goes to our quarterback, Ishan Metz. I thought he, really made some big throws and managed the game really well. 2 scout team guys this week that gave us a good look last week was on offense. We had Paul Walthall. He's a receiver for us. And then for the defense, we gave it to the offensive line. The offensive line scout team. They had to do a good job of simulating what Starr's Mill does, and we thought they did a great job.
That's fantastic, Coach. And like you said, I think kind of one thing, and you alluded to this, that kind of sometimes people sort of forget is, looks like those special teams, they were special Friday night.
Yeah, we did some good things on special teams. Got some things to clean up, but I thought we did some really good things. Jake's kind of coming into his own. Our backup snapper had to play because our regular guy Jet was out Friday night, didn't get to play, got dinged up during the week last week. So Trey Gaddy had to snap, and I thought he came in and did a fine job.
That is stepping up. Congratulations to him. And Coach, congratulations to you and your team. I know you got a big one again this week with Villa Rica, but keep up the great work, and we're just super proud of the job you're doing over at Northgate this year. Congratulations on getting to 2-0.
The one thing I want to say, Coach Hines, we're going to dedicate Friday night against Villa Rica to a young man that was really special to us. Lost his life last February, so his mother will be there, and we're going to dedicate that game to Javier Dodson. So hope everybody can come out and support us and support Javier and his family.
Absolutely, Coach. That is class act for a class act young man. And again, it's moments like those that they're never easy, but it speaks volumes to the young man he was and just how wonderful your community is. And Coach, we're super proud. Thank you for all you do, and go get them.
Thank you.
And that will conclude Coweta Sports Game Day with head football coach of the Northgate Vikings, Mike McDonald. We'll be right back. We're back with Coweta Sports Game Day, and I'm here with head football coach of the East Coweta Indians, John Small. Coach, had a big rivalry win Friday night. I know that is huge for your community and everyone that played. It was a festive atmosphere. Your kids are 2-0, and I know they are playing some great football, and that is indicative of the leadership that you're giving them. But I tell you, we're seeing a lot of these young kids, some of the names that we're starting to hear a little more familiar, really stepping up every game that goes by. Coach, great job, and let's tell us about Friday night.
Well, it's always an exciting game when East Coweta and Newnan get to play because the communities are involved. Everybody gets really excited about it. We had a great crowd over there at Drake Stadium. We played there 2 weeks in a row, so kind of felt like home. But the kids did an outstanding job. They came ready to play, and I was very proud of the effort they gave for 4 quarters. And we're able to get a lot of kids in that ball game to get experience in that type of ball game, so that was a plus as well. But very excited for our players, our coaches, and our community. And super excited about getting back to work this week.
Oh, it was a great victory, Coach. And I know, kind of the theme for a lot of coaches is it's about, just like you said, it's about getting to 1-0 that week. And what you have done is create a very, very difficult non-region schedule that went back. I remember when you would discuss this with me back when I was at East Coweta, and just, how hard a non-region schedule can be as you progress through that to get ready for region play. And Coach, it has paid off tremendously for your program. You're going head to head with a lot of great programs and beating them. The Collins Hills, the Mariettas, the Lowndes, and I could go on and on and on. And it's always about the next game. And you've got another big opponent this week in Hillgrove. How do you take your team after coming off a big emotional win against their crosstown rival? What's kind of the challenge there to get them, locked back in for this upcoming week against Hillgrove?
Well, it's pretty easy with our bunch because our goal is to be 1-0 each week. But we say you got 24 hours to celebrate. That goes for coaches and players. Can't control what the fans do, but I know within that building we're over it. We're focused on Hillgrove right now. And our kids have kind of been trained in that. And we tell them, if you want to experience that feeling again, you got to go back to work the next week and then try to repeat it, So it's a day-by-day operation. It's week by week. So they'll come in today ready for practice, and they'll know our goal is to be 1-0, and they'll forget about that one.
Oh, Coach, your laser focus has always been a strength, and your players sure represent that too. And so, like I said, but I want to see some highlights of this week's games. Looking forward to what the kids did out there, and again, just a wonderful job Friday night, Coach.
Thank you. Here, Cohen Peoples makes a pass to Seth Gritton, who breaks a couple tackles. Seth's been a big-time player for us the last 2 ball games and making some plays. And here, Deontay Jones running the ball. We felt like we could be successful running it with a number of different backs, and we were able to do that. Here's another throw to Seth Gritton, who goes on to score the first touchdown
really
of the game.
threaded the needle there.
He was our City of Hope player of the game. He had 4 catches for 138. Here's Deontay Jones again breaking some tackles. Great blocking on the perimeter by Deshaun Horsley and really being unselfish on the outside, which we're proud to see. And here's Deontay with a great move and slipping there, getting the touchdown there in the second quarter. Another throw here to Seth Gritton. Again, breaking tackles, making plays, guys downfield blocking for him.
Boy, he really did have a big night.
Oh, he did. Here's Deontay Jones again. Him and Darrell Thompson are a great 1-2 punch.
Perimeter blocking and everything.
You'll see Darrell here in a minute. Here's a sneak by the quarterback that all we needed was 1, but he picked up 9. Great job by the front. Here's a great throw to a freshman, Walter Maestri, with his first career touchdown. He gets better and better. Darrell Thompson here, he's a bruiser as a runner and just really tries to punish people. Really proud of him. You'll see him here run it right up the middle and, ran right through the guy to get down to the 2. Special teams has been a strength for us the last 2 weeks with our punter, Brock Belden. He does a phenomenal job. We got a number of guys that are contributing on special teams, making tackles, hustling downfield. And again, Seth Gritton here on special teams, you can see he makes a play with the ball in his hand there. And then kicking off, I don't know if this one gets in the end zone or not, but no, they're going to catch this one. But just great coverage down the field, a lot of white jerseys converge on him.
Wow.
And that's just an effort play by those guys. This one here, I believe he puts in the end zone. I think he had 2 touchbacks on the night, and that's one of them there. So he was playing well. Then defensively, here's Aiden Cagle with a big sack, Lucas Knockin rushing the quarterback, big Tyler Horsley making a big play there in the backfield. I thought the front 7 played extremely well, extremely physical. All night, kind of tried to impose their will.
It looks like Coach Barfield's really starting to settle in.
Well, probably should have named him a few years ago because he's doing a heck of a job. I should have got out of the way earlier. But he's done a great job. He's got those guys dialed in, playing well as a unit. Great senior leadership on the defense with about 4 guys that start for us, leading those younger guys. And those younger guys have no choice but to play hard. Again, great pressure here by Aiden Cagle. He's a converted tight end from last year, just makes play after play. Great interception here by Malachi Duggar, and then a block there by Lucas Knockin. They call the flag on it, but still a great play by Malachi Duggar, a 2-year starter for us. Josh Anderson with the tackle there. Lucas Knockin here. He was our City of Hope defensive player of the game. It's good when you go into a staff meeting after a game and they're throwing up 6 and 7 names for awards instead of just one guy and you got to vote. It's really, really encouraging.
Well, Coach, like I said, it looks like you have got your guys playing at a high level, and it is fun to watch. And, the challenge is always to keep getting better every week. But, Coach, like you said, I think with the job you and your staff have done so far is nothing short of amazing. And it looks like the kids are having fun, and I'm excited to hear about kind of the names on the big play board and all this that you've got for us.
Well, these guys stood out in the game Friday. Our City of Hope defensive player of the game was Lucas Knockin. Our City of Hope offensive player of the game was Seth Gritton with 4 big catches for 138. Our City of Hope special teams player of the week was Brock Belden, who punts for us, kicks off, extra points, field goals. Does a great job.
He has done great.
Our hog of the week is one of our linemen that just has a dominating game, and that's A.J. King. If
Awesome.
I could get him to practice that way all week, he'd be really tough. But he plays extremely hard on Fridays and love the kid to death.
Coach Edwards has got those guys rolling.
He does. Our Georgia Farm Bureau Player of the Week was Tyler Horsley, big nose guard, who also scored his first career touchdown on the goal line Friday.
East Coweta Newnan game. How
That's
special
right.
is that?
And then the City of Hope Scout Offensive Player of the Week was a guy that plays for us on Fridays, but he runs scout team as well. Very unselfish sophomore, Elijah Farrell. City of Hope Defensive Player of the Week was Tristan Prescott. And the City of Hope Scout Special Teams Player of the Week was Jake Barber. So all these guys know they have a role each week, and everybody contributes to it. Got an unbelievable coaching staff of great men that love kids, and couldn't be more proud of those guys. And I just try to get out of their way and let them do their job because they're phenomenal at it.
Well, Coach, that was a huge win. It is a special, special game, and kudos to you and your staff and your players. And like you said, I'm already excited about Hillgrove coming up this week. I'll be there cheering for you guys. And just, again, congratulations on securing the Brantley Knott water, or continuing to keep the Brantley Knott water jug in your possession. And again, just congratulations on a job well done, and best of luck to you guys against Hillgrove.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And with that, we'll be back with more Coweta Sports Game Day. We're back at Coweta Sports Game Day, and I'm here with Chip Walker, head football coach of the Newnan Cougars. Coach, you have had a gauntlet of a non-region schedule, and I know, like you said, it's a big rivalry weekend, and like you said, it is a tough schedule. And like someone told me one time, you know, you can start the season, you can be 2-0 and haven't won anything, or you can be 0-2 and you haven't lost anything. And Dexter Wood told me that when I was at Marietta, who went on to build the Buford program and everything. But Coach, there's no doubt with your pedigree and as hard as you coach and as much as everybody believes in you, we're going to get back on track here real soon.
Yeah, well, Coach Wood, he made it's a really good statement, and might be one I might use this week. How about that? I might steal that one from you. Obviously, you know, we're disappointed that we hadn't played better the first 2 weeks against two good football teams and two games that are highly emotional for us. And so we got to calm down and play some good football. And the good thing about it is we got 2 weeks to get back ready for the next one, and then got one more tune-up game, and then they start counting for real. And you know, you can go back throughout history. There's been some times. You go back to Thomas County Central, they were 0-5, start the season, end up winning the state championship. So you know, there's a lot of things that can happen. We just got to get ready for the next game and get better, work on ourselves. So,
Coach, my brother-in-law who played at Clark Central, and in '89 they started the season out 0-5 in non-region, and before it was all said and done, because of those tough region games, they were playing for a state championship against Valdosta. And like you said, when we're blessed to have a state championship winning coach like you at Newnan, I know everything, we're going to be just fine and keep getting back on track. And we got a lot of young players, and we're just going to keep working hard, Coach. But looking forward to where the season's going to go, and just thank you for all that you do. But I'm looking, we did make some good plays, and let's look at that from Friday night.
sounds good. Here you go, first play of the game, and Zacharian Tucker, who had a really good game Friday night. He was one of the guys that stood out to us defensively with a big sack, and you know, kind of got us off on the right foot. You'll see early on, you know, defensively, here's a big pass breakup, which one we really felt like we should have picked off there with Corey Turks. I think we kind of knocked it out of each other's hand, him and Jameer Skandrick back there. I know we're going to talk about this probably weekly, but your neighborhood combination of this time it's Hayes McGinnis and Gus Anderson with a really good play.
Yeah, they're two great kids. I love seeing those guys every time I get to go home.
There you see, I think that's Caleb Reed with a big play in the backfield, big sack. You know, we kind of let the thing kind of get away from us right before halftime, so we wanted to come back out and begin the second half and make some good plays. I think that's Zacharian Tucker again, was another one of those guys that we talked about. Had some big plays defensively and had a really good game.
And like I said, Coach, it's just, you know, an inch there or here. I mean, so close to just getting it all together. And like I said, the kids are making good plays out there. And make no bones of, I mean, you know, East Coweta is a very good football team.
And we just got to put more on back to back together. That's one of the things that, with youth that you got to understand is you can make good plays, but you can't make bad plays, and you got to limit those bad plays. There's a good run by
Great run right there.
Jalen Teagle. So that was really good run. That here's a touchdown run by Antavius Berry, who got in the end zone. He ran the ball really hard the other night, as he did the first game. So,
like I said, Coach, you're seeing a lot of young guys really step up. And to get that kind of experience and that kind of atmosphere, that's going to play off as the season progresses.
Well, it was a huge atmosphere, as you said. It was a great night. The place was rocking. So our guys, when they get in other situations later on in the year, we're going to be able to draw some benefits from some of these things. Obviously, we're not enjoying it as it's happening, but we also understand down the road where we've got the ability to go.
And we're just super excited to see as the season progresses, Coach. Like I said, we're going to be just fine. We're taking it week to week. You've got a week off this week to kind of catch your breath. You know what's the challenge and what's the message you send to the team in the off week?
Well, one of the things that you said is true. We're going to get a chance to catch our breath. We've had it's been hectic for the last 2 weeks. Hosting the Coweta Classic and having a big game against Sandy Creek, then turning around with no days off and getting ready for a big rival in East Coweta. So, one thing that we want to work on this week is ourselves. Just get better. We're going to get out there and practice and get after it and try to make ourselves better. So, that's the most important thing this week. And then we'll get ready for Hardaway next week.
Gotcha. Did you see what were some of the standout players that you saw in Friday's game that we can always draw some good out of it?
Well, as I said earlier, Zacharian Tucker played really good defensively, probably as good as anybody over there. I was really proud of Jeb Baggett, who made the move from quarterback to safety. Ended up with some tackles and
that's fantastic.
and had a pretty good game. He's going to do nothing but get better on the defensive side of the ball. And then offensively, Gus Anderson had another big week.
Right.
I think he's over 100 yards again this week.
That's great.
And both the young quarterbacks, both the ninth grade quarterbacks, Brody Campbell and Hayes McGinnis, both made some good throws from times. And so, we just got to continue to get better. Some things we're going to be able to work on. We got to tackle a little better defensively. Offensively, we need to block a little better so that we can establish a little bit of a run game. And so those are some things we're gonna work on. And then obviously, I can't speak enough about Ethan Devers, who handles all our kicking game. He kicked all the kickoffs in the end zone,
Yeah, he's special.
which was big. Really punted the ball really good. Probably our only big special teams miscue was one that really hurt us momentum-wise right there in the second quarter when we snapped it over his head. Ended up giving them a touchdown out of that. So, it's some good things, some bad things, and some things we're going to work on.
Well, Coach, I know this much. As long as Chip Walker's at the helm, like you said, kids are going to buy in. They're going to keep battling. And like you said, it is a long season, and nothing has been lost with region play starting to come up on the horizon. Looking forward to seeing you guys and the success you're going to have. Thanks so much, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. And that'll wrap it up with Coweta Sports Game Day. I'm Hap Hines, principal of CEC. We'll be right back. Thanks to all our head coaches, and best of luck to our Coweta teams this weekend and this season. Thanks for joining us on Coweta Schools Game Day, and we'll be back with you throughout the year, highlighting the great action on the fields and in the gyms of the Coweta County school system. Don't forget to like and subscribe to CCS TV. It helps to get the word out about all the great happenings throughout our school system. I'll see you soon.